actions of Iran have shocked the civilized world.
Let's go!
Shred everything! Our embassy has been seized and more than 60 American citizens continue to be held as hostages.
If we're going to go, then we need to go now.
What happened?
6 of the hostages went out a back exit.
Where are they? The Canadian ambassador's house.
You got Revolutionary Guards going door to door. These people die. They die badly. White House, who wants the 6 of them out?
What we like for this are bicycles.
Deliver the 6 bikes, provide them with maps.
Or you could just send in training wheels and meet them at the border with Gatorade.
It's gonna take a miracle to get them out.
I don't care what the Oscars say, we are going to give Ben Affleck his due. Because we are here today to talk about Argo. And we save this for last, because holy crap, this is the one film where we're all pretty much in agreement on.
Yep.
Already? Fuck, Jesus! Alright.
See, you ended that sentence in a way...
We are so enthusiastic about this. Fuck America.
You ended that sentence in such a way that implied there would be another part of it, and then, again, by the time we realised there wasn't, none of us wanted to own up to being silent.
Jackson,
someone else can take the blame.
Alright, well, you know what? This is off to a poor start, but we are going to be talking about Argo, and that's going to get us all hyped up again. Before we start, has everyone here seen it?
No.
Yes.
I haven't. I've been lying this whole time.
Get the fuck out.
No, I've seen Argo.
No, because literally nobody within a 50-mile radius showed it. Again, the universe conspires against me on shit like this.
Oh, sad
yes,
face.
Thanks, Mike, for the sympathy.
Sad Argo face. Okay. Sad blue Chewbacca face. Okay. That's a joke that he won't get for a while until it comes out on DVD. Alright, but Argo, it's the film about the Iranian hostage crisis that happened back in the 1970s under President Carter's watch. And that makes it sound like it was his fault. What the fuck?
Are you trying to blame him here?
No, I'm a dyed-in-the-wool liberal. I'm not blaming Carter for anything.
When President Carter was looking the other way, these 4 hostages were out, and then he turned back and they were gone, and he was like, well, shit.
Jackson's gonna have an email tomorrow offering him a job for Fox News. Because that was written just right. So, but anyway, it's about during the Iranian hostage crisis, there were 5 U.S. workers working for the embassy who escaped out the back when the big riot happened. And they were holed up with the Canadian ambassador, and they had to find a way to get them out of Iran. And the way that they finally decided upon was that they were going to go in there and claim to be a Canadian film crew. And they were there scouting for locations. And they were going to then sneak them out saying that they were part of the crew. And this was all a real thing, and it was one of those crazy things that, you know, if it weren't for the fact that it was real, you would watch this and say, there's no way that happened, but it did happen. And this is the 3rd film by Ben Affleck, and as I've said it, he did it. He beat the Shyamalan. Okay, you can now officially say that Ben Affleck is an amazing director, because he has gone past 2, he beat the Shyamalan challenge, and it's, I gotta say, this, I think, is his best film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he's got a lot to choose from at this point, but yeah, so far it's his best.
Yeah, exactly. It's once again, it's like I said, a lot of people after The Town were saying he was a great director. I absolutely love The Town, but I was like, you know, you gotta wait and see if he can get one more under his belt, and he did it. And man, but it's not just him. This is also an absolutely amazing script. It's one of the most clever scripts I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, no, it is on point. It is hilarious, and when it needs to be, it is tense when it needs to be. And it never uses humour to undermine the tension, so when they're all joking about how fucked the situation is, it doesn't actually make it less tense, it makes it more tense, which is so hard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the thing is, there's a writing technique called the good laugh, in which they say that, you know, in order to help increase tension, you realize that if you just keep building up tension, eventually people are just going to explode, and that means that they're just going to start laughing just to release that tension, even at the stuff that is not funny. So you need to put in there some kind of a joke in order to give everybody that little release valve when things get too full of tension, so that way you can keep filling them up with tension again. And this film knows exactly when to put those little marks of tension in there. In fact, after I saw this the first time, you know, this film does something that it shocks me that I was able to do, which is that I know the ending to this film. It's part of history. I absolutely know the ending to this film. But I didn't while watching it. While watching it, I was so invested in this world and so just sucked into it. I did not know, hey, everything's going to be okay. I did not know how this was all going to turn out, and I was just as tense at each moment as it was happening. And after I saw it, I was talking about how tense it was, and Jackson, you said it's one of the funniest films of the year, and I went, what the fuck are you talking about? That film isn't funny, it's full of drama and tension. I went back and saw it a second.
Man, what's wrong with the bicycles?
I went back and saw it a second time. It's one of the funniest movies of the year.
It so is.
It's so hilarious. Like, there's so many incredibly well-written lines. Like, everybody has, like, one of their favorite lines from this movie. And it could be different from person to person because they're all so good. And the acting in this is really good, too. You know, Ben Affleck is good. You know, you could have put other people in there and they probably would have been a little bit better, but I still think he's good. But Alan Alda, he got nominated for best supporting actor, and let's be honest, that's basically just a, hey man, best supporting actor is the you're old so you might not be here next year award, basically. But he still does a great job with it. John Goodman, I love John Goodman pretty much everything he does. Bryan Cranston is so good in this. This to me, I've so been worried about Bryan Cranston's film career because he just takes every single thing that lands on his desk.
Yeah, but he's good in everything. Like, I mean, even if the movie's terrible, he still shows up. Yeah, Bryan Cranston is probably, if not the, one of the best actors going today, just in general. He's so good.
Yeah.
I knew this by watching an episode of Malcolm in the Middle the other day, and just how different he is in that show. Oh man, newfound
Absolutely.
Respect.
That is some of the widest range I've ever seen an actor display. Mm-hmm. And yeah, in this, he is fantastic. In fact, he provides a lot of the great humor in this, and a lot of the great lines come from him.
Argo is pretty fucking great, Aaron.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, you know why it's pretty fucking great?
Why, Mike?
Because Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston is pretty fucking great.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking great. But no, seriously though, yeah, like you said, this is one of Ben Affleck's. Well, I guess it is only his third directed film, but it is his best. One thing I kind of did not like Ben Affleck in the film, in the main role. I felt like it could have been somebody else just as easily. He still seemed a little wooden to me. Mm-hmm. I guess maybe that's kind of the character. He's like supposed to be kind of detached from everybody, but then
that was the feeling I got. Like, it gets to that point in which you know that he has an estranged wife and they have a kid together who he cares about. But it gets to that moment where he's about to go off to Iran, and you see him looking at his wedding ring and looking at a picture of his son, and he just takes the ring off and puts it down on the table. And that to me was like the moment of going, okay, shut down the emotions. Shut everything down and just go to work.
Right. And yeah, I think that once they get to the whole build up before they get to Iran, it's kind of off kilter a little bit. You get the him going to Hollywood and the conversation he has with John Goodman and
it's great. It's
what's his name? Yeah, right. No, that is great. The conversations they have, they're great. Like, oh, you're a bunch of liars and blah blah blah. Oh, you'll fit in great.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Every single thing there is so good.
I have new ground to break on this Argo talk. Best glasses of the year.
Wait.
The glasses. 70s glasses. Come on, guys.
Oh, dude, everything that 70s theme in this is so good. Like I've mentioned this several times that I love films from the 70s, not because I think that they're better than that. If you say that any film from any decade is better than others, then you're just being kind of a pompous douche. But I love just the feel of movies from the 70s, like that grunge and just heavy machinery that existed in everything from back then. And this film, they get so specific. Like, there's a moment where they're having to destroy everything in the embassy, and they're going to like these giant furnaces and giant shredders from back then. And I was like, holy shit, they actually dug these machines up and got them working again.
It's like there's like the scene where they were trying to make a phone call, and that's when I realized, oh, this was before there were answering machines. If they don't answer the phone, everything is fucked.
Oh shit! Yeah, I didn't even think about that. You're right.
It's really weird to think of a time without answering machines.
Yeah,
or cell phones, or
internet, or anything.
Yeah, you couldn't do this today. Yeah, we're making a fake movie. Let me Google that real quick. It's not IMDb. Shoot them.
I don't know. You can probably make those stuff up pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
You start your own trending #Argo.
Yeah, if you can like edit your own wiki page, then Wikipedia page, then yeah, I'm sure you can.
Let them through. It's trending right now. Come on in.
The bit at the very end where the guy had to think on his feet and narrate the what do you call them? The slides, essentially. Storyboards. Yeah.
Yep.
Was good, and probably the only time where one of the hostages really kind of stood out from one another, except for them like slight physical differences. They were all just kind of homogenous, and that's kind of.
I agree a little bit with that, but I still found some distinctions. Like the guy with the giant mustache was kind of a dick, and I mean there was the married couple. Well, there were two couples. There was the young couple and there was the older married couple, and I got, distinctions between those two. And there was the one guy who, I mentioned the guy with the giant mustache being a dick, but there was the guy with the Weasley mustache, who, that guy was this isn't gonna work. This isn't gonna, do anything. But I can agree with you that, yeah, it would have been nice to see a little bit more of, like, variations between them. More standout moments, I guess.
It's funny looking at this movie because I just watched the pilot episode of Community where they call out that, hey, we gave Ben Affleck a Oscar for writing. Isn't that fucking crazy, you guys?
Yeah,
and it's like, actually, not really, because he just made Argo. That is a totally unfair assessment, Joel McHale.
Oh, I thought that was supposed to be the joke of it, is that Ben Affleck actually has turned out to be something good and Joel McHale was wrong.
I still like the way that his brother is actually better than him at everything. That's one of the most. That's hilarious to me.
Let's wait until he makes Argo, then we can say
he's made one film and he's only been acted in what, a half dozen films and only two of which he's gotten recognition for.
He is reliably a better actor than Ben Affleck, and I like.
Okay, but.
I like I'm Still Here a lot better than any of Ben Affleck's movies. I just like the way that I perceive Casey's job to just be trying to subtly show his brother up, which cracks me up no end.
Come on, man, you didn't like Julie?
Yeah, I love
dude.
Low blow.
Why you gotta bring up old shit?
Low blow.
Dude,
yeah, I mean, you can't really compare this. I mean, Casey's barely been around, acting, and he's only directed one film.
Casey reminds me as Joaquin Phoenix, but minus the nuts, basically. He's the Mounds chocolate bar version of Joaquin Phoenix.
But let's get back on track to Argo.
Yeah, let's go back to Argo.
But yeah, I think, Aaron, what you were saying earlier, like the 70s aesthetic and how I don't know how historically accurate every single detail is, down to the equipment and everything, but just I kind of appreciate how the film opens up with like the old 70s Warner Brothers logo, and everything kind of has, like you said, that kind of dingy graininess to it. The few exceptions are the scenes where they're flying in and out of Iran. That you can definitely tell looks a lot more glossed, CG. But yeah, everything else when they're, filming in Iran, the embassy, everything, even at the CIA, it's all, it seems like they did try to pay as much detail and attention to, give it that atmosphere, make it, that much more realistic, get you into, the setting as possible.
Yeah, Yeah, I completely agree with you. Speaking of putting effort into like actually making it match up, I mean, at the end they actually show you the photos that they were referencing. It was like, damn, they really got as much close as they could.
That's not the real.
Ben Affleck.
That's not the real success of how they got it feeling authentic. It's like you look at films that are around the same time, this bit earlier, but you look at Zodiac, like I said, that's very accurate in terms of how it looks, but it feels like it's made in the computer because it's got all that chroma key stuff for its historical settings, but Argo is shot on some set-ass sets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As cameras, it feels like a film and not trying to evoke history through arty things. It is committed and gets it right. That's one of the things I love the most about it.
Yeah. The only thing in here that wasn't actually accurate to the past is what Ben Affleck's character actually looked like, because they made sure not to show the comparison shots between those two during the end credits. But then you see one quick little shot of the guy, and he's this big portly looking guy, and it was like, you know what? This guy risked his life on one of the most insane stunts in American history. Give him some washboard abs. There's a moment where
he deserves to let himself go a little bit after that.
Yeah, he does. You know what, dude? Kick back. Here's a box of Krispy Kremes. Enjoy that, man.
I am done. I've done everything I need. My body is done. I am rest of my days, fun times. Because fuck all you. What have you done with your life? I just risked my life and saved a bunch of people. Fuck off.
Honey, we need you to clean out the gutters this weekend. Hold on, hand me the phone. Yeah, remember when I freed you from Iran? Come over here and clean out my gutters. Because I'm fat now and I'm not doing it.
I want the sequel to Argo where he just becomes an arrogant dick.
And the sequel and the title will be Argo, fuck yourself.
There's this one. It's like, oh my god, remember Tony? Oh god, Tony never shuts up about that one time.
Weekend at Argo's. Yeah.
Weekend at Argo. Argo's on and on and on and on.
I kind of, in history, of course, they probably didn't get that far, but I wish there was more fake movie within the movie going for it, because I just dig movies within movies.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I wish there was more of that than just reading a script reading where it was like, man, this is truly a cheap Star Wars knockoff.
Yeah, but back during that time, you could just say, hey, we're going to try and make a knockoff Star Wars to the studio, and they would go, here's your check. We'll gladly do that.
Also, they were on a time budget. You know, they had to get the hostages out really fast. So they couldn't come up with this such elaborate scenes and costumes and everything. So yeah.
Yeah. Plus, they didn't need it. I mean, when they get into Iran, actually, they were yeah, we're just gonna pick them up and go right there. And then all of a sudden they tell you, no, we want to see you go on an actual location shot. And he's like, fuck, I gotta teach these people what to do now.
That location scouting was actually probably my second favorite scene in the whole movie. What's
your favorite?
The opening 10 minutes.
Oh yeah. But yeah, and once again, that is an incredibly tense scene, location scouting scene. This film does tension better than any film I've seen in so long. I mean, the location scouting scene, and then the ending of it. That ending where every step of the way they have to go through one different screening method after another, and nothing is set up to work out. And it's all just falling into place at the last minute. I know some people are going to say, oh, well, it wasn't falling into the place at the last minute in reality. It's a movie. It's fine it's fine altering a little bit there to make it even more tense. And, yeah, every step of the way, like I said, I knew they were going to be fine, but every step of the way I was like, oh my god, what's going to happen?
Yeah, I expected at least one of them to die.
Yeah!
As they always do the based on history thing. They got a creative license. They could kill someone.
Yeah, but I think that's taking a little too much creative license with something.
Plus, it wouldn't have been as big of a triumph at the end if one of them had died. I think it's important that he did succeed and got every single one of them home.
Also, the real life people, I'm pretty sure, are still alive. So, if they saw the movie and saw that their character ended up dead, they'd be like, "The fuck, dude? Yeah. I'm alive! I'm alive!"
Jim,
it's like, honey, come here with Grandpa. Come to the theater with Grandpa. You're gonna see what he actually went through. Grandpa, are you dead? Are you a ghost? What? No.
The Sixth Sense, but in real life.
Well, all right. Let's get into our reviews. What's everybody give it? Who wants to go first?
I give it a C.
Maz, how could you say that? No, Jackson, what'd you give it?
I give it an A. It's great.
Nice. All right, Maz?
I give it an A too.
All right, Callum? Oh, you didn't see it. Mike?
A.
A. Michelle?
Yeah, I give it an A. Just like
Was that a rating, or are you just from Canada?
Yeah,
Kevin's not here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to think of a new thing for Kevin. Our little Canadian robot.
Oh,
All right.
rating.
My rating, hey man, this did everything that I loved. Gave me that sense of the 70s, gave me so much tension and humor. And at the end, my big button, as I've always said, my big button is father-son moments. It has such a great father-son moment that it goes on. This goes beyond an A for me. This is a bestie.
So A plus.
Oh shit!
No, bestie is beyond A plus. It's
A plus plus.
Yeah.
Plus.
It's a bestie. That's the rating.
Oh, yeah,
I expected this from these assholes, but from you, all right. But no, this goes beyond an A for me. This is a bestie. I gotta give it that.
If it was a true 70s film, they would have all died at the end. Though.
That's true.
And have cheesy 70s music.
And everybody has sex with each other.
Oh, don't forget,
They had to do something while waiting.
It would have been like a freeze frame ending as well. You know, like everybody being shot in a pose type position.
You're really misrepresenting the 70s here, you
Yeah,
guys.
man. And Diana Ross would have been there, and everybody's froze would have been gigantic.
I wish I had a gigantic afro.
All right, everybody.
Instead of like Argo, it's Arfro.
Alright, we're done. We're done. Pack it up, everybody. Let's go home. This shit is over.
Wrap it up.
She's ruined it for
We're shutting this podcast down.
You really believe your little story is going to make a difference when there's a gun to our heads?
I think my little story is the only thing between you and a gun to your head.